Hello dear friends, this is Solomon here, and today I want to show you an important change that you have to make with your Meteor Golem army if you are using it just to make your attacks even better. This is a small change, but this change affects a lot, and with this change I managed to make an almost perfect day in Legends, except one missed triple. I mean, 2 stars with a good percentage, and I will explain you in this video why I think that this change makes this army, the most strongest army in the game, even stronger. So the army composition is on your screens. This army I will be using in today's attacks. I will show you my life attacks in the Legend League, and at the same time, I will explain you what change happened and why I think this is very important. And by the way, the change is, as I said, is not a big thing, but it improves the army a lot. And this is the change of the pet for the Grand Warden. In the original army, almost everybody used the Sneezy with the Grand Warden, but I changed, and I see lots of players did the same change. I'm using the Unicorn for the Grand Warden, and this is huge. This gives your Warden opportunity to live much longer during the attack, also I will in this attack show you how you can use your Grand Warden, or how you should use your Grand Warden in the attacks, not to lose the Unicorn in the beginning, and give him opportunity to save your Grand Warden so he can save you a 3-star. So let's move to the attacks. I will do a comment over my life hits, so you will see everything what is happening during the attack. But before that, guys, I just want to remind you, please don't forget to subscribe my channel. This is very important for me. And also please write any comment below this video. Thanks a lot. Let's jump to the attacks. Okay, so we're starting with the first attack, and here is a base that we are facing, and yeah, this is an almost anti-fireball base, because there is no obvious spots for the fireball, but the regular decision for this base is to fireball into the monolith or into the sweeper. Sorry, the speeder. And basically, this is almost a regular rule for such attack type. And the idea is to destroy one of the speeders in the beginning of the attack, and then you're attacking from the opposite side of the second one and using overgrowth for the speeder. So you see that I have to wait a little bit, and I promised you to explain like the rule how not to lose your Unicorn in the beginning. And this is pretty simple. You just don't want to attack from the side where the ricochet cannon is, or the new wizard tower, because of the splash damage. So this way you want either use the fireball just from the beginning of the attack, or to use it like here without approaching some splash damages. And besides, I'm also using the ice block spell in these attacks, and the reason for that is I believe that actually we would like to protect our Grand Warden a little bit, and sometimes the ice blocks give you opportunity to launch a fireball deeper into the base, and prevents your Grand Warden from running around or running away or running inside the base. I also used an invisibility spell here because I wanted to like to prevent my troops from going out of the base. Actually didn't work, and some giants ran out, but that's not a big deal as soon as some troops are still there in the core. King and Royal Champion are going from the left. My Queen is in the core, and my Grand Warden, oh, my Queen, some of her clones were in the core, but the original Queen is on the right. Healers were together with the Meteor Golems in the core, but again, that's not a big deal. As soon as we have some spells to protect us against the Revenge Tower, which is the most dangerous thing. And yeah, you see, one of the biggest problems in this attack, and this is actually the only attack that I failed with this army. The biggest problem is that troops ran away from the core and they split it, and that's why the healers didn't heal everybody at the same time, and the revenge tower was the last defenses to be destroyed, and that's that's a 2-star. But we are moving next, and yeah, you see I changed the ice block into the freeze spell, and this is exactly because of such revenge towers, because actually usually you can launch a fireball without an ice block. Besides, the lack of the fireball gives you understanding that you don't want to do a very complex fireball, and you just want to do it in the beginning, and for that you don't need the ice block. So the previous attack showed why I'm not using ice block currently, but basically that base is pretty easy. You just need to funnel a little bit better. So here I'm doing a more simple fireball, just destroying some buildings, creating a funnel, and then pulling my Grand Warden to the bottom, also using all the Meteor Golems and using the log launcher here. In my opinion, sometimes the log launcher can be better than the troop launcher, but it's up to you. I believe that the log launcher can deal more damage, can open the walls for the queen and so on. And here you see I'm using the overgrowth for the revenge tower and the speeder, and this is like the most common approach for such bases. You want to overgrowth the speeder just to protect your healers, and besides sometimes you want to overgrowth the revenge tower like here, because this way you will be able to come closer to the revenge tower, and when the overgrowth goes off, like now, you just use the freeze spell and the revenge tower gets killed instantly. And this is how originally you can deal with the revenge tower, and now I'm using the same practice. So this is like the most common way how you can attack such bases. You always want to go from the opposite side of the speeder, destroying one with a fireball and a second one with overgrowth, and then getting a 3-star here. So yeah, and because of that, exactly for this move, I changed one of the totem spells into the freeze spell. So this way we can deal with the revenge tower, because if you are using overgrowth on it, then it will build it up to more damage, and you don't want to face it without being able to block that incoming damage. And actually the totem spell is not that great against the revenge tower because of its very big damage. Besides, there are always some defenses around. Besides, the revenge tower has splash damage, so even with the totem spell it can still spread the damage on your troops. And yeah, here is a 3-star, and we are moving further. Okay, next attack, and yeah, a ring base. The speeders are a little bit spread out. The revenge tower in the core, and we of course can try to fireball it with the hero bell, but this will be a very complex fireball, and you don't want to risk your Grand Warden. That's why you need to find a simple spot for the fireball and just create a funnel. For example, the wizard tower is a great target for the fireball. This way we are getting the speeder, and also yeah, and this is exactly what I'm trying to do, and yeah, that's a success. So we destroyed the speeder, the wizard tower. I could get also the X-ball, but I did not use the earthquakes there. But anyway, the funneling is great here, so we can pull the Grand Warden to the left. Whoa, red mines, oh, okay, healers are alive. Queen tries to ruin my attack and trying to run away, but then returns. Clan Castle troops are coming out. Now we can use the totem spell. Also, you see here I'm using the log launcher to get additional damage to the totem spell to open the core, and again the overgrowth for the revenge tower. Here, unfortunately, we cannot use the overgrowth for the revenge tower and for the speeder, but we're approaching the fire speeder from a side, which means that it doesn't fire all the way, and we are getting it destroyed pretty quickly. And you always want to save at least one totem spell and one freeze spell for the back end of the base. For example, here you see I'm using freeze for the revenge and it almost didn't shoot, and then I'm using totem spell in front of the enemy heroes, the multi-cannon and everything else there. So a little bit protection we are getting here while we are pushing through the backhand. Our king is outside for the cleanup, queen is there, Grand Warden, and I forgot to mention, you see how Grand Warden live till the end of the attack. And actually, this is very, very important. And one of the specific things about the unicorn is that until the hero to which it was connected in the beginning, until this hero dies, the unicorn will continue to heal that hero. In comparison with the healers, for example, they are starting with the healing of the Grand Warden, but as soon as other troops are coming closer, they are switching. But the unicorn doesn't do that switch, and because of that, unicorn stays with your Grand Warden through the attack. Okay, we are moving next. The next attack, and what we get here. Oh, this is one of very, very popular bases currently in Legends. I see that it already gets some changes to prevent the most common approaches, but as soon as this base is just the same as usual, so it's like a copy-paste base, then we're approaching with the same attack as always. So we are fireballing the clan castle, then we're adding king and some meteor golems. The next step is to add some meteor golems on the right with the king and with the log launcher. The log launcher is needed to fireball the core of this base. Sorry, it's not to fireball, but to activate the invisibility in the core of this base. Yeah, the invisibility is being activated. The king and the royal champion is creating a little bit of funnel so our troops can go inside that compartment, which is the most dangerous. And also, I prefer to choose a side to which the revenge tower is not close. Here I don't overgrowth the revenge tower, but regularly I do it. So like now when I face such base, I also try to fireball near the clan castle if it's located the same as here, but I try to overgrowth the revenge tower and the speeder together. And this makes even more sense because we can slowly approach the revenge tower and then with the freeze spell just kill it pretty quickly. And this is the end of the attack. It usually happens the same. Some troops are staying inside, some running circles, but at the end they are finishing the cleanup near the second speeder, and yeah, that's a 3-star. So this is a regular approach how you can attack this base, but as I said, even the popular bases are being changed currently. So for example, I'm seeing this base, but only town hall is in the core, and the clan castle is not located in that compartment. It's moved somewhere, so you cannot fireball it with some key defenses like the monolith. Nevertheless, usually approach is almost the same. You are fireballing some defenses and then using log launcher to head into the core. We are moving next, and what we will have here. Okay, that's a box base with a rage core, and basically rage core looks like a great target for the fireball. It will be very difficult to fireball exactly into the rage tower, but something like multi-inferno or multi-cannon is okay for us, and we will approach from the side of one of the speeders, from the behind of the speeder, and we will overgrowth the speeder and the revenge tower. So pretty quickly fireball, 3 invisibilities. Okay, that's huge. Ooh, yeah, oh, that's huge. That's even better than the fireball into the revenge tower. into the Rage Tower, because this way we got also the revenge. This is huge. This is the best fireball that can ever happen with this base. And now we just finishing the funneling and sending our Meteor Golems. Always try to spread them out. Don't send 5 Meteor Golems in one spot. You need a funneling, like here in this attack. 2 golems are going with King and Royal Champion, 3 with our Queen and Grand Warden. This is important. Otherwise, there will be no good funneling, and your 5 golems will just run away. Yeah, the overgrowth for the spear, as always. Freeze, we don't need the freeze for the Revenge Tower. That's why we're using it on the monolith. Always, and another thing that you always can do, and which gives you additional power, is try to use your Queen ability with her clone spells and Giant in the Rage spell. Because this way you will get additional boost of damage for your clones. You cannot do that only in the situation when you see that there is a need to use your Queen, but you're not using a Rage, or there is no fat buildings or defenses near the Queen. This way you should save your Queen ability. But when you are entering the core, for example, like in this attack, you should consider to use your Queen ability when the Rage spell is being used. Just do it at the same time, and in my opinion this sums up into a great damage dealer. And now the last compartment have to be destroyed. There is a minion prince, and Meteor Golems are not willing to target heroes quickly, but we have a headhunter which comes to help us. And yeah, that's a 3-star. With such fireball, I think there was no chance to get a 2-star here. But anyway, you see that the Grand Warden lives very, very long because of that unicorn. And this is great because, of course, you have that rage aura through the whole attack. Okay, so we are moving next, and this is a rage invisibility core. Of course, it would be great to fireball there, but it will be pretty difficult, and that's why I decide to fireball into the monolith, checking the Tesla so it doesn't ruin our fireball. Then a couple of invisibilities should be enough. 1, 2, fireball, and yeah, the earthquakes. I missed both the multi-archer and ricochet cannon with the earthquakes, but I can destroy it just with my Grand Warden, which is also okay, as they don't have lots of HP. And now we're adding our Queen, some golems also here, some golems on the right, and again sending our log launcher. This way we will activate the invisibility in the core of the base, which is also very important, as we don't have, for example, giant arrow for our Queen. For such bases, there is a rule: you always use the log launcher, and the only purpose for that is to activate that invisibility. Now again, I'm using the overgrowth for the revenge tower and the speeder, and this way we can approach them quicker without getting damage, and then just use the freeze for the revenge tower. Pretty simple. If you see a side from which you can attack, and on the opposite side there will be a revenge and the spear, you should take that and you should attack from that. You see how easily the revenge tower went down. Only freeze and it goes down. Imagine if I used, for example, a totem spell. With so many buildings around the revenge tower, the totem spell would be destroyed very quickly, especially with the geared up revenge when it is happening in the middle of the attack, when that revenge tower gets its maximum damage. That's why the freeze spell, in my opinion, is better to be used to get protection from that revenge tower. We still have lots of troops, we still have plenty of time, and that means that we are getting another triple here. Right now, only now we lost our Grand Warden, but the unicorn continues to heal. And now we only lost our Grand Warden because there was a ricochet cannon near, and because of the ricochets. But the Grand Warden lived till the end of the attack. And this, as I said, I'm using this unicorn regularly for my attacks, and I see the result. I see that the Grand Warden almost always live till the end of the attack. Moving further, next attack, and I think, no, it's not the same base, but it's pretty similar. I believe the best fireball would be into the Revenge Tower, because this way we would take down the Speeder and the Clan Castle, but that is almost not real. That's why I will try to fireball somewhere around the multi-cannon, probably. Because, yeah, the Speeders are in the core, so we cannot fireball them. That's why we just search for a good funnel. So now we should wait a little bit. As there is no ricochet cannons here, we won't lose our unicorn. We want to give our Grand Warden opportunity to destroy that archer tower by his own without using invisibilities, and then we can use invisibility spells, or we can even take the X-bow. It looks like it's possible. So let's see, where can we fireball? Okay, and yeah, the Builder Heart gives us the destruction. Oh, I missed the earthquakes again. I could take down the ricochet cannon, but for some reason I moved the earthquakes closer to the multi-archer, which it was not damaged by the fireball. So we are moving further, and again I'm using the log launcher here. And the reason for that is we can deal additional first of all, we can open the walls. The second one is that we can deal additional damage to the Revenge Tower, and also some defenses behind it. With such a crowded core of the base, log launcher also gives you like better damage than the troop launcher. And besides, you will have some troops from the log launcher that will enter the core compartment. Again, we're using overgrowth, but here, oh yeah, I overgrowth for the second spear again. You see, lots of red mines there, but we had loons in our log launcher, and everything was destroyed in the core. I tried to save my royal champion with invisibility, but she went a second earlier down. We still have our queen with her clones, and it's a 3-star. It's a 3-star without any variants. Yeah, everything is going to be destroyed. And again, you see how quickly this attack is, and the reason for that is that we are not trying to use some difficult fireballs, some deep fireballs, and so on. Just create a funnel, and that's it. And especially if you are not, if you don't have a big practice with the fireballs, this is also a great variant for you. You don't want to search for like insane values. It's just enough to fireball some important defenses and create a funnel for your troops, and that's it. Everything else will be done with your Meteor Golems. Okay, we are moving to the last attack, the 8th attack of the day, and this is like anti-2-star base probably. And here is a great value for the fireball to launch into the Revenge Tower. Only 2 invisibilities, Grand Warden, earthquakes. I didn't miss anything here. We didn't destroy any of the speeders, but we destroyed the Revenge Tower, which is more important. And now we are just approaching from one of the sides, using that spot where the fireball landed as a side of a funnel. Here I need to use 1 invisibility for my queen because of the ricochets. Yeah, we are entering into the base. Queen tries to run away because of the enemy hero, and in this attack I'm using the troop launcher instead of the log launcher, and queen ran away. This happens sometime, and she also pulled all the healers with her, and at that moment I was thinking that I'm gonna get a 2-star, because I don't have any healers with the golems. But you will see that even without the healers, the golems are still very tanky, and they still can destroy everything. And one of the important things also is that we still have our Grand Warden alive because of the unicorn. And that Grand Warden just gives additional power, additional strength for our Meteor Golems. So the king is still, not the king, but the queen. The queen is still alive. She lost some healers. Other healers moved to the Meteor Golems, but it's a 3-star. And you see how many time actually we managed to save because of that queen move. So even without healers, the golems are very, very strong. So this is the result, guys. And you see 309 trophies I got during this day, and almost perfect day, except only one attack. So this is the army that I was using. It will be in the video description as a link. You can take it for you and test it out. And as I said, in my opinion, the change into the unicorn makes this army even stronger. And also that small change of one totem spell into the freeze spell. So that's it for today, guys. Thanks a lot for watching. Please write in the comment section what do you think about this army and my attacks. And also if you want to see more such videos. Thanks a lot for watching, and I see you in the next video. It was Salamon. Bye.